Before the 1990s, gaming was kind of thought as a lazy man's hobby, and really, physically interactive gaming didn't become popular until 2006 with the release of the Nintendo Wii. Many of the games rely not on pushing buttons, but by moving your body in the motions you wish to perform, like swinging the controller like a bat for baseball games, or pointing it like a gun and pressing the trigger for shooting games. This isn't really a new idea. Peripherals like the Nintendo Power Pad and the Macarenos in games like Samba de Amigo tried to bring more physical interaction to games, but they didn't really catch on very well, at least not here in the US. However, in 1989, that all changed with the introduction of a game that's popularity swept through the nation like lice through a grade school. Dance Dance Revolution Fever was born. I was 19, and I remember it like it was just yesterday. People lining up in the malls to play the latest DDR game, wearing their oversized Inco jeans, the girls and boys' smelly shoes lined up behind the dance pads, and the endless techno bubblegum pop music. Oh, and the noise. That's one thing I hated, was all that noise. Although I did get a kick out of watching other people play. There was always that one kid who did perfect on every single stage, but was completely oblivious to what a complete and total asshat he looked like. DDR ended up leaving the almost forgotten mall arcade and made its way to pretty much every home console that came after the PlayStation. To keep with the arcade version's pressure-sensitive dance stage, a dance pad was released so you could look like a dumbass in the privacy of your own home instead of out in public. I counted, and I was able to find over 36 different types of DDR games. So with the console market already cornered, where were they left to go? The DVD market, of course! Not everyone owns a game system. Well, at least not in the late 1990s. So Konami actually created a Dance Dance Revolution DVD game for people who didn't own one of the 9 systems you can find DDR games for. Wow. Now that's what I call marketing. So how's it compare to the regular DDR console games? Well, let's find out. Okay, so we have the DVD, 2 mats, and some instructions. First, let's set up the game. We'll unfold one of the dance mats here, and put it on the floor, and plug it in. And plug it in. And plug it in. Ugh. There's no cord. Alright, let me explain to you just how asinine this concept is. The entire point of Dance Dance Revolution games is a keep score based on steps. Each song has these little arrows which coincide with a beat or pattern of a song. You score points by stepping on the corresponding arrow that hits the arrow bar at the top of the screen. The better your timing, the more points you get. So when you package a DDR game with a plastic sheet and arrows printed on it that can't hook up to anything and has no way of keeping score, it makes the game entirely pointless. Thank God I only paid $3 for this thing. Can you imagine if you were a kid getting this game? Thinking you could play DDR on your DVD player only to realize you or your parents paid $23 or more for a game which has no way of telling whether you're doing well or are completely incompetent? You'd probably throw a fit, and then afterwards use those worthless mats as superhero capes or something. Whose idea was it to make a game that couldn't keep score, or at least couldn't keep track of your steps? They should have just named this game Dance Dance Revolution Liberal Soccer Mom Edition. Alright, let's suspend their disbelief for at least 1 second and pretend that this game isn't a pointless marketing catch vacuum, and that the mats actually do have a purpose other than for your animals to pee on. Maybe this DVD is actually really fun.
Hi, and welcome to the Dance Dance Revolution DVD game. I'm Roxy, your dance instructor, and I'm here to show you how to take all the right moves to your very own dance-off. So what are we waiting for? Let's get it on!
I'm entirely too underdressed for this. Quick change. Let's do this. The blonde British raver Austin Powers reject as Roxy. She serves as your host and personal instructor for parts of the game, because following scrolling arrows is harder than it looks, folks. There are 3 modes to choose from: Audition for newbies, All-Star, which is a tad harder, and Dance-Off mode, which is supposed to be used for competitions. Although I fail to see how, unless you plan on making a fool of yourself not only by playing DDR in front of people, but by playing a DDR game that has no way of keeping track of how crappy you're doing. While I haven't really played DDR, I'm no noob, so let's try the All-Stars version. We'll choose a song, and here we go.
Hey, we're waiting for you. Are you ready? Here we go.
Follow the arrows. step left. One step at a time. Looking good. Yeah, you're getting the hang of it. Feel the music. To the sides. Keep it up. Keep grooving. Let's go, groovers.
I love how even the game keeps popping Roxy's comments in to tutor and motivate you. It's like no matter how great or poorly you're doing, it's always fantastic, perfect. Even the game realizes it's a pointless waste of time, but it keeps giving you a false sense of accomplishment just so you don't feel like a complete and total loser for even playing. In fact, this entire there is no losers thing really pisses me off. I get positive thinking and motivation with positive reinforcement, but telling people they're doing great when they're doing ass is why society is so messed up today. You have a bunch of kids who think their lackadaisical efforts are made of sunshine and rainbows because their parents praise them for everything. Like every piece of shit they produce is the fucking Mona Lisa. Then when they go out into the real world, they're either pretentious douchebags who think their butts smell like roses, or they cry to mommy and daddy because they can't understand the simple concept of failure. Games like this are ruining my America. Only morons or masochists like myself would even play this piece of shit. You think I'm wrong? Well, check out some of these reviews I found on Amazon.com. I just tried this the other day and I loved it so much I did the whole first and second levels, about 20 sessions total, all at once. By the end it seemed really easy and made me feel almost coordinated. Yay! Yet later that night I went back and just tried the second level and almost fell on my face. So I have a feeling you can do this over and over and it won't get boring or too easy. However, the third level, the so-called dance-off, is more like Death Dance 2007. The music is way faster and the arrows on the screen are so fast I'm not sure how a human is supposed to move that fast. You're not sure how a human is supposed to move that fast. Well, let's take a look at this impossible human feat.
Here we go.
Come on, shake it. Follow the beat. What a step! Relax your moves.
The comment continues, I'm 28 and in fairly good shape. And you couldn't keep up with this? I'm 29 years old and in not so good shape, and I could keep up with this. Hell, Christopher Reeves could keep up with this! Need another example? I was shopping at Radio Shack looking for something spelled wrong for my 10 and 11-year-old children when I saw this. It was on sale, so I thought I would surprise wrong them. Although they were kind of bummed that it didn't know what you were doing, they spent hours and hours of fun. Exercise is now fun. My children are getting exercise. No, it was spelled wrong the first time. It's spelled wrong now. Which rarely happens. Now that's not true. I found that witches are actually a growing part of the pagan community. And having fun with it. A great family game. Need I say more? I talk about the music, but there's really nothing to talk about. I didn't find any recognizable songs, and most are 2 minutes or less anyway. It's the typical techno-fied dance pop music you find in most DDR games, although somehow substantially worse. If I had to recommend this game, I would say save it for kids under the age of 10 who are too young and too stupid to care, or for those drunken party nights where there's no risk of blackmail material being taken. For everyone else, just do yourself a favor and save up for the actual DDR game, the console, and a dance pad. Or make sure any non-console DVD games come with actual plug-and-play dance mat.
Here we go.
Anyway, that's the game. But I can't leave you just yet. Not without a dance-off! So let's do this!
Okay, let's start.
Are you ready?
dance off.